I went broke buying a laptop. But the question is, was it worth it? So if you guys haven't seen, I did a video about unboxing what I said was the most powerful, most expensive laptop on the market. Now, it wasn't necessarily the most expensive. There are for sure more expensive laptops. Definitely one of the most powerful laptops that you could buy. Now, of course, we are talking about the Razer Blade 15 Pro. And since we are talking about Razer, then we probably should, I don't know, Razer up the room. That's much better. Now, a lot of you guys have been begging me for a review on this laptop ever since I said it in my last video where I was unboxing it. And you know what? I hear ya. It's here, okay? Here's the review. Here's my rating for this laptop. I'm gonna be doing a 10-point scale on the quality, on the usability, different BS that I think of, you know, just general nerd stuff. And you guys can decide whether or not you think it's the right buy for you. I do want to start off by saying I do not support, condone, or endorse spending money that you don't have or that's not readily available to you. Spending $4,000 on a laptop, unless it's going to make you some money, is not a good idea. Now, I spent that money because I had it and I had a job. And then 2 weeks after I bought the laptop, I lost that job. Very unfortunate, but do I regret it? We're gonna get to that at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around, watch the entire thing. Hit like on the video, make sure you leave a comment, let me know what you think, and also let me know if you want me to do some more reviews. I have a lot of different products I would love to do a review on, so let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, so we're gonna start off by talking about speed and power. Now this is probably one of the most important things for a gaming laptop, is the speed and the power. Let's start off with the speed. This thing comes with a 12th gen i9 processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and a 1 terabyte SSD. When I say that this thing boots up fast, it boots up real fast. Faster than anything I've ever experienced. Now, I've been living kind of in the Stone Age. No matter what, this thing goes, all right? You want something, it's there. Now, there are certain limitations, like certain games that you might power up. They take longer because it's just the game itself taking a while to load up. But the computer is getting everything done when you need it. And when we're going to talk about power, yeah, this thing's freaking powerful. It's a 16 gigabyte NVIDIA GTX 3080 laptop edition. That is one of the fastest graphics cards that you can get. One of the best graphics cards, especially in a laptop. Now, I can run everything I've tried on 4K, but not necessarily would I. Now, this computer, this thing can run whatever game you want, whatever program you want at max graphics, at ultra graphics. If you're talking about that raw power and how quickly it punches you in the face with it, I'm gonna be giving this one an 8.5 out of 10. It's fast, it's powerful, it could always be better. No matter what, there are better things that could go into this. You don't really need that much faster of a processor or that much better of a graphics card, but it can be. So no matter what, I have to give it an 8.5. Moving on to the next category, quality of build. Now the quality of build on this thing, this is the cream of the crop. Nice and hefty metal computer. The keys feel nice in your hands. When you open it, you can open and close it with just one hand. That being said, I do wish it had a Cat 5, Cat 6 connection or Ethernet LAN connection, depending on how nerdy you are. It is not built in. Now, yeah, you can do a USB connector, but you have all of this Wi-Fi everywhere. There's Wi-Fi literally flowing through our veins, shooting in the air into our heads. Do we really need LAN connections at this point? Yeah, we do. I still prefer it. It's still the best connection. No matter what though, the quality of this computer, the sturdiness, the just pure, you feel when you touch it, I gotta give it a 10. All right, so moving on to a category that you probably don't see in a lot of reviews of like tech equipment, and that's customization. Now, when it comes to gaming equipment, whether it's your headphones, your mouse, your keyboard, your laptop, your desktop, us nerds, we really like to make things pretty. And you can't really talk about a gaming laptop or any type of gaming equipment without talking about how much you can customize it. And this, you can customize the crap out of it. Now you can change the lighting on the keyboard, exactly what colors, how they move. You can even change the color of each individual key. When you're talking about a laptop, unless they're adding extra lights, that's about all you should really need to customize. The only thing that would maybe make it a little bit better is if they added some type of trackpad lighting, but there's not any, and that's okay. So for that, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's a real simple section of this. Customization is awesome, but it's not crazy important. But we still gotta talk about it. Moving on, talking about best uses. There's two things that I see people talking about when they talk about this laptop. Of course, the number one, the most obvious, is gaming. And as far as gaming goes, this laptop does it. But my secondary use, probably one of my biggest reasons for buying it, editing, graphic design, that kind of stuff. I use Adobe, so I got Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Premiere Pro. I'm editing this video that you're watching right now on this laptop. And compared to my PC, which was a powerhouse, this laptop does that editing so much better, so much faster, so much smoother. It is insane how much better this laptop is at editing than my big giant PC, which I have specially built for gaming and editing. For that one, for its best uses, how they advertise it, how people advertise the uses of it, I gotta give it a 10. That's the two biggest things that people talk about when they talk about this laptop. This is not a surfing Facebook laptop. You don't buy this laptop to watch YouTube videos. You don't buy this laptop to go on Facebook. You buy this laptop to become the king of YouTube and to become the king of Twitch. All right, so on to our next category, and that category is heating and battery. Now, if you remember earlier in the video when I said I wouldn't use it at max settings at the top quality, this is why. One, if you're running it on battery, don't. Okay, the battery life isn't that great, but you can't expect a great battery life from a high-powered laptop, especially if you're using it for gaming or editing. Now, I have run a lot of tests, and I would do some minor surfing on the internet, and I ran it until it got down to about 30%. And that took me about 8 hours. Now, when it comes to gaming and editing, I found that I could usually make the battery time last from 100% to 30%. I would usually start running out of battery around 4 hours. It all depended on what I was editing. If it was just a Photoshop document compared to a Premiere Pro, playing something like Hunt Showdown from 100 to 30 took me about 3 hours. Playing something like Vampire Survival, that would last me about 5 hours. So, you know, it's just okay. It's fine. It could be a more powerful battery. But the battery's not what's pulling this thing down. It's the heat. I've been told that the 17-inch is a lot better for cooling. So if you are very serious about buying one of these laptops, I would highly suggest considering spending the extra money to get a 17-inch, especially if you plan on running it at its max graphic quality. When I do feel that little itch, just use it for its best uses. And I put everything on ultra and I pop that screen quality up to 4K. It gets hot, like physically burning my fingers hot. That's the one downside of the metal casing. I've done actual temperature checks. It doesn't really get that high. It just feels really, really hot. And if you have a good under laptop cooling system, this would alleviate a lot of that heat. It's kind of a toss-up. Again, this rating, all of this review is based off my own personal uses for the laptop. This is based off my own personal opinion about the importance of those things and just how good they are. For me, I'm still gonna give it a 7.5. Now, when I'm doing a lot of gaming on my own, and if I'm not doing any type of multiplayer gaming, that's when I'm looking at the screen. And boy, does that screen look amazing. Now, I have the 4K ultra high def. It's beautiful. I have seen some reviews online, people talking about it not being bright enough. Maybe they got a bad screen or a bad laptop, or maybe they're just weird and want their screen to be way too bright and like burn out their eyeballs, because my screen is not even at max brightness and it's plenty bright. Like, I mean, it's as bright as I would need it to be and it can go brighter. Amazing quality, amazing clarity. So I'm gonna give it a 10. And the last section, its lowest rating, actually. what pulls it down just enough. Windows 11. Windows 11 has some really awesome features. In fact, it has amazing features that I'm not sure if they were in previous Windows versions. It runs great when you're doing basic stuff. But when you are working with games and game developers who don't necessarily have the time to optimize their games to Windows 11, which is probably the least used of all the currently available Windows, yeah, it can be a problem. Now, I do a lot of Hunt Showdown, and I have had nothing but issues running Hunt Showdown on my super powerful laptop with Windows 11. Now, on my less powerful PC, Hunt Showdown works, not runs, but works way better. Now, what I'm talking about is game crashes, random errors, random bug outs that would strictly be coinciding between the operating system running the program and the program itself. Other games that I've played is like Weird West, which literally says Windows 10 edition. So yeah, it would struggle. Sometimes it was really hard to play Weird West, a very basic game, on Windows 11. When you're buying a gaming laptop, you don't want to buy it that has an operating system that games are not optimized for. It doesn't make sense to do. It doesn't make sense to package it in there other than, ooh, look, the newest, nicest thing. For that, I'm gonna have to give it a 7. It was a weird, bad call, honestly. I don't know why they would do that. Everybody knows that Windows, when they come out with a new version, it takes a couple of years before it's usable to like the majority of people. So I wish they would have just stuck it with the Windows 10. It would have been Windows 11 ready. Let me bear that price burden when the time comes. And that is our last category. For my rating of the Razer Blade 15-inch Pro is 9 out of 10. Now, this is an amazing laptop. This thing, honestly, does everything I need it to do. My two biggest complaints are Windows 11 being on the system, and the second one is just the heat. It gets too hot, but that's a rare occurrence. Yeah, I'm happy with that score, but of course I want to know what you think of that rating in the comments below. To answer the original question, was it worth it? The amount of happiness, the amount of not headaches I've gotten out of this system compared to my desktop where I was pulling out my hair every other week because, oh, I gotta do something to make this program run better. Yeah, for my personal enjoyment, it was worth it. All right, that is the end of the video. So now the last part is for you to give me a thumbs up. Give the video a like if you are here all the way to the end. Please, it helps me out in the algorithm, helps me grow, and it helps me to eventually pay off this laptop when I make videos and you guys share them with your friends and all that kind of stuff. And please don't forget to leave a comment. If you have any more questions about the laptop, something I didn't cover, feel free to ask it. I read all the comments. I try to respond to anybody who's not a complete. So yeah, make sure that you leave a comment below and hit subscribe. Join the BWA. That stands for beautiful, wonderful, and awesome. That is what you are, and this is where you belong. I'm so happy you came here. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.